Alright, we got additional spoilers for chapter 1156. We're going over like the full chapter here today. So the narrator explains the popularity of the Kuja pirates was so strong during the era of the flashback that it wouldn't make sense to leave Kuja out of the story. The Kuja pirates were an idol group of rough ladies. Their bounty posters were being sold for a high price, and getting photos taken or being stalked became another Tuesday for them. And Shakuyaku, who later became known as Empress, eventually got to a whole other league of popularity compared to the others. Kuja and Roger pirates clashed because Roger wanted to take Shakuyaku with them, but Shakuyaku refused and hit Roger. He had a funny bump on his head. Shaki also said that Roger, I belong to no one. Then Gloriosa hugged Roger saying, "Roger, I'm saying I love you." But Roger told her, "Get out of my way, Gloriosa. I can't see Shaki." Rayleigh was the only one in the Roger Pirates who was not entranced by Shaki's beauty. So she told him that they could take all of their treasures. When Shaki winked at Rayleigh just before leaving, and Rayleigh finally blushed. Okay, we're getting that sequence expanded upon here. Gloriosa, also let me point out at this point in time, is not looking the way that she looks, in like the Amazon Lily arc. She eventually joins the Rock's Pirates, as we, come to know, and this is what she looks like in the flashback. So she's like, attractive. So Roger, I don't know, he's got that Luffy energy to him, so it's not surprising that he brushed her off, but he's not full-blown Luffy. You never go full Luffy, especially in real life, because he's still interested in Shaki, of course. And, he winds up with Rouge and, makes Ace. But it's Rayleigh who isn't interested in Shaki, who is like, pound for pound, number one most attractive woman in the world, apparently. She was like the Hancock of her time. And that's what drew Shaki to Rayleigh, because he wasn't really interested in her. Or at least he didn't show it like everyone else. And of course, that is supposed to parallel Luffy to Hancock, because the same thing with her. Everyone fawns over her, but except Luffy. And she, of course, fell in love with Luffy. Now, also, we talked about this before, but it's very possible that there's some kind of significant thing that happened between Rayleigh and Shaki here. Could be giving birth to Mihawk, although I'm not entirely sure about that. I think Mihawk is more so related to Celestial Dragon / Emu at this point, but it is very possible he comes from them as well. But it also makes you wonder why she didn't die of the sickness that the other Empresses did. And I guess it's because they have like a situationship or something. I don't know. I really don't know how she overcame it. I guess it will be revealed eventually, maybe. Because also it goes into Luffy's mother. She's supposed to be the Empress in between Shaki and Hancock. Allegedly. Not confirmed yet, but, we'll see. Garp used Meteor Fist against the Roger pirate ship. And Roger used a new attack called Wild Soul. Aramitama. One of the 4 sub-spirits that a human has according to a Shinto theory. While we see Roger and Garp fighting in an epic double page, the narrator explains that it was during the era of the flashback when Roger, Garp, and Rock's youthful blood clashed for the first time. Yeah, so here is the big epic sequence. We're not really getting too much more into it, except that they are using named attacks here. Garp using Meteor Fist, which I don't think we've seen before. I could be wrong about that. Oh, wow. Okay. So Garp's Meteor Fist was actually him throwing the cannonball at Luffy as they were trying to escape after they met back, after Enies Lobby? Wow, that's hilarious. So yeah, he was using the real version of this move on Roger. And Roger was using Wild Soul. It's not really being explained what he's doing here, but I assume it's just, the classic baseball bat swing, sword style thing that him and Rock seem to parallel in doing. But it's interesting that it's not the Divine Departure, because I wonder if he develops that from Rock's. But yeah, it also makes you wonder, who's stronger among the two of them. I didn't really go too much into it yesterday, but I'll just say that, it's like a pick'em. Right? It's like 50-50. Either one of them could win. It's like Aki Inu versus Kuzan, right? they'd fight for like 7 days or 10 days or whatever it was, and then it would eventually come down to just a battle of inches until Akainu eventually wins. You know, it'd probably be something like that. Could be Garp, could be Roger. It's like, who do you want to put your money on? But first, guys, let's talk about GamerSupps Premium Energy Cans. That's right, GamerSupps now comes in a can. It comes with all the awesome energy and nootropics that GamerSupps normally does, except now the flavor is enhanced because they're adding a little bit of sugar to this stuff. And it tastes incredible. I was able to try it at Anime Expo this year. It's probably the best energy drink I have ever tasted. And I'm not just saying that because I'm sponsored by GamerSupps. They legitimately tried to make this taste really good, because the zero sugar energy drink market is so oversaturated that they decided to add sugar to this to make it, you know, stand out, and it worked. So guys, starting tomorrow, 7-Eleven at 3 p.m. Eastern, these things are dropping officially. You can get a case of them, or you can get like 3 cans, I think. Check the link in the description and make sure you use code BIGZ for 10% off. Thanks, guys. I put it on Roger because, you know, he has more MC energy than Garp does. But yeah, and also, as I've said before, this sequence will, you know, for sure look great in the manga, but it's gonna really shine in the anime. Like, this sequence, of course, made for the anime, if anything. Because we got that incredible sequence with Whitebeard and Roger, and now we got another flashback of finally us seeing Roger and Garp. In Elbaf, Ida asked Loki to come live with her in Hyrden, but Loki refused. He just wanted to go to the sea with rocks. In Hachinosu, a man arrived to the island and attacked some random pirates. He was Kyo the Yakuza, later known as Silver Axe, and Shiki's rival. He wasn't part of the Rocks Pirates yet. Kyo was a huge guy with a big tattoo on his chest. He wore a kimono decorated with axes, sunglasses, and a huge axe in the back. His design is similar to Zephyr from One Piece Film Z. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think this is the first time we're seeing this guy, right? Because before we thought maybe Silver Axe was that knight-looking axe guy on Thriller Bark, but no, definitely not him. It is this Yakuza-looking guy who I assume Oda is paying homage to Zephyr here, since it says that it looks like him. So this is a way of Oda, you know, pseudo-canonizing Zephyr in a way, at least his design. The chapter ends with all of the Rocks pirates in the skull of Hachinosu and another amazing double page. We are introduced to the new Rocks Pirates crew members. Charlotte Lin Strusen, Kaido, John and Barble, a catfish fishman. Barble is the guy we saw at God Valley, but in this chapter his hair looks like flames. Rocks explained to his crewmates what he needed for his plans. Find 2 devil fruits. One of them is an Elbaf, and Rocks wanted Harold to eat it so that the fruit can achieve its true potential. Find the Galilod giants, and Rocks says, listen, Elbaf is crucial to taking the Holy Land. Don't believe me? We'll get lost now. Whether or not you want to follow me on the destined day is up to you. But if you have made up your mind, then tag along. I will show you what's on the summit of the world. Alright, fascinating. So we're getting back into what Rocks ultimately wants to do here, and he finally has his, you know, iconic crew with Big Mom and Kaido and everyone. So that was what he was going to do. You know, he ran into Imu in the Room of Flowers at Marijois in the previous chapter, and he was like, okay, you're ultra powerful. I can't really do anything right now, but if I come back with an overpowered crew, then I could probably overthrow you and then, you know, become the new king of the world. Now, he has the crew, but there's also like a few more things that he needs to do with his plan, and he's saying it here is that he needs 2 devil fruits. One of them is an Elbaf, and he wants to have Harold eat that fruit, and then also, of course, have Harold join his crew. So 2 devil fruits. One of them is, of course, implied to be the legendary devil fruit that Loki has, because he says it's an Elbaf, and Harold needs to eat it for its true potential. And we know that Loki consumed the legendary devil fruit that was passed down through Elbaf's history. So, the other fruit, don't know what it is. It could be the Yami Yami no Mi, because that's what Blackbeard was obsessed with. That was like his whole big plan for years and years and years. So I guess it has to be that, since he's obviously is aware that he is the son of Zebek. There's even a chance that Rox's soul is inside of Blackbeard at this point. I don't know. We'll see. Made a video about it. And there's also a chance that this devil fruit could be, you know, what we've been speculating about. And it's like the other half to the sun god Nika devil fruit. Just like how there's 2 variants of the big D, you know, leading man, messiah type. You know, Luffy, Blackbeard, Roger Rocks, Davy Jones, Joy Boy. Maybe there's 2 Nikas. And there's 2 Devil Fruits for them as well, for the 2 main Ds. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think about this chapter? What do you think this Devil Fruit is? Why do you think Rocks needs it? Let me know. And if you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.